and welcome. Thanks for joining us. The show brings you game one of a big four-game set. It's the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Just about set and towing the slab, Joe Ryan. Tell us about him in that sub-3 ERA, Singy.
Well, anytime you can keep your ERA under 3, you're doing a lot of things right, and you're putting your team in a position to win a lot of ball games as well. And he's doing tremendous out there on the mound. Every time he gets the ball, you expect him to go out there and dominate, and that's what he's been to this point. We'll see how he is today.
All right, ready to go here. Leading off, Brendan Donovan. The wind of the pitch. That's a strike, and we are underway in game one of the series. Next pitch is outside. Righty delivers. Just missed.
2-1.
Two one now. Donovan tries to check his swing. Now a look to third, and he couldn't hold back. He's rung up on strikes. Now it's the right fielder, Lars Nootbaar. There's a strike. Ryan, a former All-Star. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a splitter, a curve, and occasionally mixes in the slurve. The 0-1. And a swing and a miss.
Open with the count.
That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Swings and misses. Struck him out.
Well, anytime you can punch out the top two guys in a lineup to start an inning, got to be feeling pretty good out there on the mound, because when you think of just having a distraction, table setters on the base paths, and all of a sudden you're dealing with the number 3 hitter, any distraction can cause you to serve up a cookie, and instead of it being a solo shot, it's a 2 or 3 run homer.
Paul Goldschmidt in the box now as he leaves that one up high. The wide to kick the pitch. And it's even up. Chris Paul Goldschmidt has turned into a really good player for a guy who was an 8th-round pick in 2009 at a Texas State. Many all-star appearances, silver sluggers, and then in 2022, an MVP. Here's a tapper towards short. Tosses to first, and that'll do it. Redbirds down quietly, and now it'll be the Cubs' turn in a scoreless ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Welcome back. And towing the slab here, Jack Flaherty. What should we keep an eye on here?
Boog, 8 solid innings his last time out, picked up the win. See what he's got today. If he plays catch with his catcher the way he did, doesn't shake off, I think we'll see more of the same.
Bottom of the first. Here's Trey Turner.
The second baseman.
Yeah, and several years he was in the running for MVP. Just some better talent in the league at that time. But I love the combo of a real solid hitter at the plate, but also a guy with some speed that can steal some bases. A little surprising for a first baseman.
Next offering is in for a strike.
1-1.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
2 strikes.
The pitch. And there's the ball.
2 strikes.
The 2-2. Out towards right center field. O'Neill flashes the leather on the running catch.
Batting second, the left fielder, Yohendrick.
And up next for Chicago, Yohendrick Pinango, trying to pick up his first knock in the big leagues. That one's in there, 0-1.
0-1's the count.
The wind of the pitch. And delivers outside. Ball to strike. The pitch. There's a strike. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3. Now here's Giancarlo Stanton. Homered last night. Added another hit as well. That's in there. That's strike 1. Kicks and deals. Ball 1 there. The 1-1. And a foul ball. The 1-2. Ripped to short. DeYoung throws to first in time. And they take care of Stanton for the out. That's the 3rd out. Nothing for the Cubbies in the opening frame. On to the 2nd now from Wrigley with no score. 2nd inning set to go. At the plate, Nolan Arenado. Singy, you can't ask for anything more. This guy checks all the boxes offensively.
He's the ultimate professional, and it doesn't just start at game time. It starts in the afternoon, the way he prepares and gets ready for the ball game. I tell you what, his teammates feed off of the leadership that he shows on and off the field.
And first offering is fouled off. Nolan Arenado, for all of the success he's had at the plate and all the all-star appearances, Singy, he's won the Gold Glove every year that he has been in the league. He's going to go down as one of, if not the greatest defensive third baseman of all time. And a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 27.
Here's Tyler O'Neill, having a nice year in terms of power. Right now, he's 7th in the NL in home runs. Ball one, no strikes.
Well, he's one of those players, if you're on the opposing team, you essentially say, don't hit it to third. Don't even try to bunt it to third because you're going to be out. He is that prolific as a third baseman.
Righty to the plate. That one missed. Two-0. And there's a foul ball. Two 2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even. Arenado on at first, nobody out. Three-two now.
See how the catcher wanted that pitch up and in. Want to try to tie him up. That's the one thing we're seeing, that high fastball. You have to get it up there because of how hitters have changed their swings.
Kicks and fires. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes and one away.
Oh, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
Here's Nolan Gorman. And that's a little bit high. Ball one. The pitch. That misses off the outside edge. That one fouled off. 2-2. Second inning here. No score. Next pitch misses, and the count's full.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Got him. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
And now it's Juan Yepez. Pitch misses outside. 1-0. And that's a strike. And a 1-1. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss. And the right-hander deals. And the 1-2 misses to even the count. Popped up. Bichette settles underneath it. Puts the squeeze on that one. And that is the third out of the inning. The Cards leave one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom half of inning number 2. Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Now remember, Kyle Schwarber grew up in Ohio, and so he got a chance to watch a lot of really good Cincinnati Reds teams. His favorite players growing up were Barry Larkin and Ken Griffey Jr. Flaherty back to work. And first offering is fouled off. And a pitch. Swing and a foul straight back. 2013 in the playoffs, you caught one as the Red Sox played the Rays in the division series.
I sacrificed a bracelet. It was my wrist and my hand.
Up the middle. Over to Goldie. Schwarber out of the play.
Batting fifth, the third baseman, Raphael.
And here is Devers. Tons of pop. Right now he's third in the National League in homers. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. And here it comes. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
Next pitch in the dirt. And a count 2-1. One down, base is empty. And a good eye there.
Outside.
3-1 now. And a breaking ball drops in for a strike.
Wow, just a beautiful backdoor slider right there. If you've got any chance of hitting that pitch, you have to wait until the absolutely last millisecond. Just a tough pitch to hit, and not an easy one to throw either.
Got him looking, and there's 2 away.
Well, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Bo Bichette up to the dish, and he swings and misses at the initial offering. Two down, nobody on. Started to swing, held up.
Oh, this guy's going to have to slow things down. There's no reason for him to even check swing on that pitch. It was never even close.
So now 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. Two outs. Good job to fight that one off. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Cubs are down quietly. We'll move to the third with no score. On the north side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. Now it's Paul DeJong up to the plate. DeJong measures 6 feet even, 205 pounds, and he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2015. There's a strike up high. 0-1. Fought off foul.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
And the righty deals. And ball 1.
2 strikes.
Here comes a pitch. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
And he'll be beating himself up on the way back to the dugout. Got a pitch to hit and just couldn't get to it. I think that slider really caught way more of the plate than it was supposed to.
And now it's Ivan Herrera. That's in there. 0-1. There's the strike. Got him swinging.
Wow, just great bite to that slider. Broke hard out of the zone, and he just couldn't hold up the swing. You know, as a hitter, that pitch is really hard to take, and there's just not much you can do with it. You know that, but you don't want to get rung up by the umpire.
Donovan in now, takes ball 1 off the plate. And a pitch. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. Bounce to the right. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. The throw is still in time, and they do get the 3rd out of the inning. Nothing doing there for St. Louis, and we are still scoreless. Back here at the ballpark, Ryan Reynolds here. Reynolds patrolling center field, 28 years old, and they traded for him earlier this year. Flaherty back to work. And that's in for a strike.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
The next offering misses. And that is ball 1. The pitch.
That's ball 2.
Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2.
Well, in those hitters count, sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
2-2. Fly ball to right. And there's one down.
Maybe caught that one off the end just a little bit. Couldn't quite barrel it up enough to really drive it.
And now the right fielder, Joey Meneses. It's amazing. We get a chance to talk to a lot of opposing managers. This guy scares managers on the other team as much as anyone.
And he gets to fly beneath the radar with the other more recognizable names in this lineup.
And he deals. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. The pitch. Popped up. Makes the catch for the out.
Batting ninth, the catcher, Danny.
Now it's Jansen to hit.
Kind of a throwback. No batting gloves.
And the first pitch misses for ball one.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
There's a swing and a miss.
Well, he just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Next offering misses. 2-1. There's a strike at the knees.
That's excellent location on the fastball right there early in this game. If he can do that all game, should be a good outing for him.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. And the Cubs are down in order. Still no score. Back here at Wrigley Field, now the number 2 hitter, Lars Nootbaar.
Lars Nootbaar.
Now the right-hander ready to go. Still no score. That's down and in.
You know, these Cardinals just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
In the air, left field, Pinango drifts towards it. One up, one down.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Now it's Goldschmidt up to the plate. Scoreless here, but now he's got to deal with a guy who's got some power. Got to be careful when you're talking about a hitter with this type of slug and these type of home run totals. And first offering is fouled off. The wind and the pitch. That misses the zone, and it's 1-1. And the pitch. And now 1-2.
He's gotten into a really good rhythm, sat down 7 in a row. He just wants to get the baseball and deliver it as quickly as possible. Keep the momentum going.
Got it by him for the K.
Quite the start to this game on the mound. Looking very dangerous to these hitters. 7 punch-outs already. So this lineup hasn't had much success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
Here's Nolan Arenado.
Showed a really nice opposite field approach in his last at bat.
Chris, it's pretty crazy to think that Nolan Arenado shared an entire side of the infield with a future Platinum Glove Award winner in Matt Chapman. They both were on the same team in high school at El Toro High School. And a pitch. You know, in the offseason, he regularly plays wiffle ball with his brothers and cousins. He contacted his bat company. He's an Old Hickory guy and ordered his model in a wiffle ball bat. Old Hickory model 28 NA-wiffle. And it's got his name on it.
Well, that's a guy that just loves playing the game. I mean, playing wiffle ball in the offseason just tells you how much he grinds.
The 2-1.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
Fouls one away, and now 3-2. The wind of the pitch. On the ground to the left, and that's just foul. The 3-2 is off the outside edge, and that is ball 4.
Boog, do you think you could draw a walk in the bigs if we gave you enough at bats?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that if they gave the pitcher a false scouting report on me, yes, I think I could draw a walk. O'Neill batting for the second time, and that's strike 1. At the belt and fires. And there's a strike.
And a bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
Next one misses, and the count 1-2.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. Don't want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
Righty to the plate. Now fly ball to right center. Reynolds gets under it. He makes the grab, and the inning is over. So one left for the Cardinals, and we're still knotted at 0. Here at Wrigley Field, John Chambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Trey Turner. The right-hander back to work. That's to third. Arenado to first in time. Leadoff hitter retired in the 4th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Yohendrick Pinango now at the plate. He struck out swinging at his first at bat. One gets a check swing. Appeal to third. And that's a swing according to umpire Matthew Ross. The Cubs yet to pick up a hit here. That one ran inside, almost got him. Righty delivers. And down on strikes he goes. That's out number 2.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
And here is Giancarlo Stanton. Grounded out his first time. One of the things to remember about Giancarlo Stanton, only 6 players took fewer games to reach 350 career homers. That's impressive. Foul back our way, and that's out of play. Oh, and 2 as he waves at that one.
This guy's not wasting any pitches. Hitters got to get into swing mode. This is a good time to expand the zone. Throw something maybe down in the dirt.
That hits the dirt, and a count 1-2. And a ball evens the count. The pitch. Blows the high heat past him. That's a strikeout. Nothing happening there for the Cubs. Through 4, still tied. Zip, zip. New inning getting started. So now here's the Cardinals designated hitter, Nolan Gorman. And a pitch. And that's downstairs and outside.
You know, these Cards showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. They haven't produced a run yet, but the pitch count for the starter is starting to climb, so they're hoping that starts to pay off soon.
And that one fouled off.
And I think they're in a good spot thanks to their pitching, but no one would be shocked if this offense strings something together to take the lead.
Left-hand batter waits. And a count 1-2. Left-hand hitter waits. On the ground to third. Fires over to Schwarber. And the leadoff man set down in their half of the 5th.
Up next for the Cardinals, the left fielder, Juan.
Here's the left fielder, Juan Yepez. Flied out his first time. Pitch misses inside, and that's ball 1. There's a strike. The 1-1 is fouled off. The wind of the pitch. Stays alive. And a 1-2 again. And now 2-2.
2-2 to count.
Next offering is fouled back. The pitch. High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Pinango drifts towards it. And there's 2 away.
The bat, number 11, shortstop.
Paul DeYoung next up for the Cardinals. On the ground to third. Tosses to first. St. Louis goes down in order. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. Halfway through this one, still no score. Bottom of the inning, and now the first baseman, Kyle Schwarber.
The first baseman, Kyle.
Chris, one cool nugget on Kyle Schwarber. He has homered in every type of playoff series. A wild card game, a wild card series, a division series game, a league championship series game, and in a World Series. Next offering is in for a strike.
Tells me he just lives for the big moment.
It's sort of like the cycle of postseason homers.
Did you say cycle?
Next one off the plate inside. And that's ball 2. Smoked into left. This looks like extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. And it's a double. Their first hit in this one.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Now it's Devers at the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time. And that is in for a strike. 0-2.
Now there's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if he can mix that in whenever he wants.
Oh, 2 now. Chop to first. Steps on first for the out.
Up next for the Cubs, the shortstop.
So up now for Chicago, Bo Bichette. His first at bat was a strikeout.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
And that's in there for strike 1.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Fouled off. He was late. Here's the 0-2. In the dirt. And the runner holds. The 1-1 is fouled off. Next one just misses. And it's 2-2.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Kicks and fires. And now it's 3-2. Brian Reynolds waiting to hit for the Cubs. Three-two. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Had him out front for strike three.
Unafraid to throw it right there. That's trusting your stump. Just 1 out away from getting out of a huge jam.
Brian Reynolds, the next Cub to hit. 0 for 1 with a flyout. First offering misses the mark. Schwarber on third with 2 out. Swing and a miss. And now it's even 1-1.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand looks so good. And then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Kicks and deals. Way inside, gets out of the way. And that's outside. Joey Meneses on deck for the Cubs. The 3-1. Fouled off left side. Got him looking. Huge strikeout there. Still nothing on the scoreboard for him after 5. We're through 5, and we still have no score. Welcome back. All set for the top of the 6th. And here's the catcher, Ivan Herrera. Ryan back to work. That's in there. Herrera goes 5 feet 11 inches, 22 years old. He's been scoring a lot of runs lately. He scored 9 times in the last 10 games. Strike 2. 2 of the most potent offenses in the game squaring off. Got him. And he's down on strikes for the second time today.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Donovan, the next to hit, takes ball 1.
Count 1-0.
The wide to kick the pitch. Swing and a miss.
1 ball, 1 strike. And the right-hander deals.
Fouls it off. Still 1-2. Right-hander kicks, deals. And another ball.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
And here it comes. Base hit, center field.
The right fielder, number 21.
Only 2 hits allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. And stepping in for the Cardinals, Lars Nootbaar. First offering misses badly for ball 1. Here comes a pitch. Foul ball. The pitch. And 1-2.
With 2 strikes. May see some movement over there at first base. Try to stay out of a double play here.
And the pitch. Fights it off. You'll see another. And a swing and a miss. And now 2 gone.
Oh, it can be so tough as a hitter to pull yourself out of an extended slump, one that lasts for several games, even a week or more. You know, right now, he's really in one, so I'm sure his mind is all over the place, racing, having a hard time sleeping, trying to figure out what can get him back on track, back to feeling more comfortable and settled in the box.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt. In there for strike 1. Goldie in his 12th season, a member of the 1,000 hit club, and he's a former Silver Slugger recipient in the National League. Next pitch is inside, and the count is 1-1. Two outs. They say you win.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
One and 2 here. Set down on strikes. Called strike 3 and a fastball up in the zone. 1 hit, 1 left. 8-9-1 scheduled in the bottom of the 6th. And we still have no score. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now it's the right fielder, Joey Meneses.
Joey Meneses.
The pitch. And that one a little bit high.
You know, these Cubs just aren't putting together very many good at-bats in this one. Just 1 base runner to this point, and it's not exactly early anymore. They have guys in this lineup capable of sparking something, but it just hasn't happened for them yet.
And a foul ball. Falling behind 2-1. And he deals. Right through there for a strike. And the righty deals. And downstairs. Three-two. Slow roller to third. Over to Goldie. And that's one out as they get the leadoff hitter in the sixth.
Number 9,
Danny Jansen to hit here. He's 0 for 1. In there, and it's 0-1.
1-1's the count.
Shoots a line drive single into right center, and that turns the lineup over.
Only 2 hits allowed so far tonight, Boog, so I don't think that one will disrupt his momentum all that much. You know, he's really been on top of his game, commanding his pitches all night long.
Trey Turner now. Chris, Trey Turner's turned into one of the best all-around players in the game. You think speed with Trey Turner, but a guy who impacts the game with his slug as well. That one is absolutely belted, and it's off the wall. Lead runner holds at third, so 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out.
He was all over that one. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
Two on, 1 out. And now here is Yohendrick Pinango. And that one in the air center field. O'Neill brings it in. Here comes the runner from third. Throw is offline, and he scores. And it's 1-0.
Sometimes all you got to do is your job, and don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple. Runner third, less than 2 outs. Put the ball in play, and a nice job with the sac fly.
Here's Stanton now. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. That one's in there, 0-1. Runner leads away at second, and now it's even up.
Definitely a frustrating day for the offense, but when they look at it, this guy's had his best stuff. Been painting the corners, working on the edges, and changing speeds. Just a difficult one. You tip your cap.
Off the mark there, and a count 2-1. Turner at second with 2 down. Way high there, and now 3 balls and a strike. Kyle Schwarber in the on deck circle. In for a strike. Now it's 3-2.
3-2.
The pitch to third, fair ball, and it kicks off the base of the wall. The run comes in from second. It's 2-0.
Man, he just absolutely turned on that one, ripped it down the line. Nice job of staying in his mechanics.
And now Kyle Schwarber, 1 for 2. And first offering is fouled off. At the belt and fires. Struck him out looking. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 7th inning coming up. It's the Cubs 2 and the Cardinals nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. Here's Nolan Arenado. When you talk about elite defensive third baseman, this guy is at the top of the list.
Stud. When you look at players like this, you play that hot corner, got to be pretty courageous over there with the way balls come off the bat. That's the kind of guy that every year you expect him to be in the All-Star game and have a Gold Glove, if not a Platinum Glove.
The wind and the pitch. Swinging a foul over the screen and back out of play. So what are the skills you look for that make a really good defensive third baseman that elite?
Oh, Boog, one of the things I think about immediately are just the feet. Does he have good feet? Is he able to quickly react? And when you have good feet, you've got soft hands. And soft hand defenders are able to make tough plays look easy.
Here's the center fielder, Tyler O'Neill. His home and away splits there. Dives and he can't hang on. Still able to get it there in time. And they get it out of the play. Now up for St. Louis, Nolan Gorman. In the air, right side. Meneses sizing this one up. Puts the squeeze on it. And that will end the inning. And down in order go the Cardinals. They're still down. It's 2-0. Griffin Roberts on the pitch here.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep them within striking distance.
Now pitching for St. Louis, number 51. Griffin Roberts.
Here's Rafael Devers.
Leading off for the Cubs, the third baseman, Rafael Devers.
The pitch. That's a strike across the top of the zone.
Well, they say it's the best pitch in baseball. Strike one. You get ahead on a good hitter as well. Gives you a little bit more confidence to move through the at-bat.
Next offering is down low. And that's ball 1. Action in the St. Louis bullpen. Jake Woodford preparing to come on if needed. Cabrera, a left-hander, also throwing. Righty delivers. And that's outside. The 2-1. They say you win.
2-2 count.
Next pitch misses, and now 3-2.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
3-2 now. Gets a piece and stays alive. Right-handed reliever. And Devers hits that one. Nootbaar moves under it. Makes the grab, 1 down.
Now batting, the shortstop.
And next for the Cubs, Bo Bichette. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1.
Now just a cement mixer slider right there. It's a great pitch to hit if you can recognize it early and jump on it.
That's in there, and it's 0-2.
Two really good back-to-back sliders. Now in an 0-2 count. He's feeling real confident about finishing this hitter off. He can go anywhere he wants.
The pitch. Caught him looking for the K.
Well, they've had a great plan of attack for him tonight. I mean, finding all the holes in his swing and his approach, just frustrating for him up there. You strike out a guy 3 times in a game, I think that guy's got to go back and really study some video with his hitting coach, figure out how they're beating him, make this adjustment really quick, because word will get around the league in a hurry.
Reynolds stands in now and watches strike 1. Righty to the plate. And a foul ball. And the 0-2. Outside. Reynolds checks his swing, appeal to third. Nope, he held back. Swing and a base hit. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there. So digging in, Joey Meneses. That pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Down the line towards the corner. Yepes gliding to his right, makes the grab, and that'll do it. Cubs leave one, but they hold a 2-0 lead. All set for the start of the inning. Now the left fielder, Juan Yepes.
Juan Yepes.
New pitcher in the game for the Cubs, Jordan Hicks.
Well, walks have certainly been an issue for him this season, so we'll see what kind of command he has.
And a pitch. And that one clips the corner.
Well, in this one, the offense has sputtered. Somebody's got to find a way to get on, keep the line moving, and manufacture at least one run. Then maybe you get 2 or 3.
That one off the mark. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bullpen activity starting up now. Riley Thompson throwing and getting ready for David Ross. One now. And he grounds one to the right side. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th. Digging in, Paul DeYoung. That hits the dirt. Ball 1. Kicks and deals.
1-1.
They say you win.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The 1-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The 1-2 off the outside edge, and now the count is 2-2. Two now. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Two on the way. Battling here as he fouls it away. Two. Swings and misses, and there's 2 away. Two outs, base is empty. Next to hit, Ivan Herrera.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
Swinging a foul straight back. Here comes the 0-1. And he pumps it a strike.
Looking very settled on the mound here in the 8th. 1 more out, and they'll probably hand it off to their closer for the 9th with at least a 2-run lead.
And the pitch. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Out to short. Bichette whips it to first. And that is that. Redbirds down quietly. They trail it here 2-0. On to the bottom of the 8th. Now it's going to be Danny Jansen. And a pitch. And strike one to the catcher. Movement in the bullpen for the Cardinals. Anthony Misevich up and throwing. Right-hander kicks, deals. Jansen started after it, tried to hold up. Now a look to first. He did not go around. That misses the zone, and it's 2-1. And the right-hander deals. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. And now it's filled up. And here it comes. Goes down looking.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch to stay on. You don't want to get beat inside, and as you see that pitch continue to run away from you, by the time it's in the catcher's mitt, you think it's a ball off the plate away.
Turner, the next to hit, takes outside. Next pitch is popped up. Arenado settles under this one, and there's 2 down.
Now batting, the left fielder, Yohendrick.
And up next for Chicago, Yohendrick Pinango.
And there's one thing on his mind this at bat, getting that first hit at the big league level.
And that one just missed off the outside edge. And the 1-0. Good eye right there.
With 2 out and nobody on, you want to go right after this guy. He's the number 2 hitter, which means if he gets on, you've got some thunder coming up behind him.
The next pitch misses, and now 3-0.
3 balls, no strikes.
Let's see if he gives him anything to hit here. That's in for a strike.
Back-to-back fastballs in. That last one called for a strike. Probably go away, but look for him to come back in there to try to finish you off.
And that one lifted in the air center field. Got it. Covered plenty of distance there. And that is that. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. And Welcome back. Here's the second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Kyle Finnegan comes on now.
And I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
Here comes a pitch. Finnegan, 31 years old, and he was a 6th-round draft pick back in 2013. Kicks and fires. Swings through that.
Bringing the cheese on that one.
Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Reynolds pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's one away. So up next, Lars Nootbaar. Ball one, no strikes.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. With that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
The 1-0. And that one off the outside edge. Left-hand hitter waits. And now 2-1. Left-hand batter waits. And that one pulled foul.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his bat down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Out number 2.
And there's another strikeout, and those are just continuing to pile up. His confidence level has got to be dropping. He's got to find a way to make an adjustment, Boog. Get back on track. His team needs him.
Line drive, base hit. Now he turns and heads for second. The throw in. And he's in at second with a 2-out double.
Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to bottle. So many positives that led to that knock.
North side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton. And the batter now, Nolan Arenado. Pitch misses inside, and it's 1-0. They tried to get him to chase on a slider down and away. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. There's a strike. The pitch. Fouls one off. 2-2. Just one strike away. That one drifts inside.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
That one down the line, and he picks it up in foul territory. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Down to their final strike. In the air, foul off first. He's got it. Ball game. And the Cubs take the series opener here at home.
The number 7 is such a cool and sort of lucky number. Well, this team has been playing really well, but to win 7 games in a row, there's been some luck and there's been some really good play. I think you get to this point, you start to look at, can we double that? Make it double digits, make it 2 touchdowns, make it 14.
2-0 your final here in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew, I'm John Shamney saying so long.
Here now is the final line score tonight. First for the victorious Chicago Cubs. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. They left 3 men on base. For St. Louis, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours.